Alright guys, hello and welcome back again. Kojiro from Gaming in Japan here, and the time has come for me to show you my Blade Bearer boss battle with the solo character. I'm going to use the Acid Blood Coat with two weapons, and I have the Queen Slayer here, and I'm going to use the Bayonet in the second form, which, as you probably know or have played against this boss in the private beta or in the updated version of the demo, the second form is very intimidating and very hard to deal with. I'm using a lot of parries in this battle because I really think that you will need Icor to do significant damage to this boss. Okay, if you are using parries efficiently enough, you have enough Icor to also do damage from distance. In the case of the Acid Blood Coat, I'm using the faster electric projectile. It's one of the basic gifts in that blood coat. It's very fast and it does a lot of damage. And okay, here is another parry. You really need to use and get used to utilizing the parries in this battle. Okay, so this boss actually is a lot harder than it actually looks at first glance. I mean, some of her attacks are straightforward, but they are very fast, and she has a lot of variations in which she does a dash into one hit or a dash into 1, 2 or 3 hits. Sometimes she doesn't finish the third hit, and sometimes she's doing this spinning motion attack, which is also very fast and very hard to react to. Okay. Also, this boss obviously has a ton of HP and she does a hell of a lot of damage when she hits you. For example, this attack can pretty much one-shot you if you're at a lower level. Yes, you can get used to her attacks, but like I said, there is a lot of variation. And now I want to just say my opinion about the specific tool set that this boss has that is probably similar to other bosses in other games like this. So, like I said in some of my previous videos, I think that Code Vein is a Souls game, and this boss battle for sure proves it. So, she's somewhere in the middle in between Friede from Dark Souls 3 in her first and third form, and Sigrun from God of War. Okay, this is only my personal opinion. And it's based on the style of the movement of the boss. Okay, so Friede and Sigrun also have these weird sidestepping, dashing moves, and this boss, the Blade Bearer, does them a lot too. And now I'm in the second form, and she has a hell of a lot more of these moves in this form here. She also, much more than any other boss that I can immediately think of, she does a lot of feint movements in the second form. Okay, so usually she does this two side dashes and then proceeds to attack you with a 3-hit combo. But in the second form, she can do a side dash into a direct attack, or she can do one side dash, a single attack back dash into her new attack that is only available in the second form, that she does something like a flame serpent attack from Dark Souls. So she has a lot of these variations of the moves that you cannot react to like with a very good timing. You have to just react on the spot. Okay, and because of that, it's very advisable to use a faster weapon in the second form, because your stamina management will be very hard to actually manage when you have to, like, for example, do a couple of back dashes in a row, because she's doing all her side dashes and feint movements on her own, and of course you cannot do that indefinitely, because every time you are using a evasion roll or whatever you want to call it, it consumes stamina. So if you want to add the attack with the Queen Slayer heavy sword with that, you're going to really have a hard time managing your stamina. especially in the second form. As you can see, there is a lot of variation here. She does this flame shield also. When you hit her, you cannot hit her with magic with that shield. You need to hit her with the physical attack, and then you have to backdash immediately, which additionally consumes stamina, because the flame shield is going to explode just like the... I forgot how it was called. I think it was the Sun Ring in Dark Souls 2. When opponents hit you, there is a chance that the ring is going to explode on the spot that you got hit, and you can have these EOE minor effects. So yeah, it's not an easy task to defeat this boss. I'm telling you, this boss is really hard. Like, it's much harder than I initially anticipated, and I have to say that my initial plan to kill this boss at level 10th or 11th, or subsequently at level 1 with only a pipe, ultimately failed, because I just don't think that I will be able to do it. Like, she does too much damage. When you're at lower level, you do not much damage to her, and just one mistake can cost you your whole life bar. And like I said, there is a lot of direct split-second reactions that you have to do, and you cannot recognize bigger patterns in her attacks like from a mile away, like you can do with some of the other bosses that are hard hitting and a little bit slower. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm at level 40, which is a shame, honestly, and I'm using a Queenslayer sword, the heavy sword, with level 5 upgrades, and on the bayonet weapon I have a +2. And you can also use the Fighter Blood Coat with the Ascended Berserk gifts to do a lot of physical damage in the first form, but ultimately I think that building up your Icor levels in the Acid Blood Coat is better, because you can do a lot of projectile damage to her in the second form. And if you switch the blood coats from the fighter to the acid, as I just am showing you here, your Icor levels will return to the initial number that you have when you start with the acid blood coat, which is in my case 30 points. And if you build it up with a lot of parries on the blade bearer, you can build it up to 60, which is twice the amount of Icor, and the dark magic that you're using from the blood coat acid with the lightning only costs 5 Icor, so you can use that. I'm going to show this part one more time because I think it's important. So now, as you can see in the beginning, I'm at 30 Icor, and this is the end of the battle in which I'm at 60. Okay, so if you are using a blood coat with projectiles, you can just use the first phase of the battle to build up your Icor level with parries. Okay, and you can have easier time in the second phase. This is pretty much the most important hint that I can give you, and this probably also works when you are fighting, if you want to fight her at a lower level either. So yeah, this is important, I think. I explained the situation with the parries in my previous video. Like I said, it's like the middle class shields in Dark Souls, in which you can use, for example, the Grass Crest shield to parry just before the attack hits you. Not immediately before, but just one idea before the actual physical attack falls upon your character. So you're going to get used to it if you are somewhat experienced in those kinds of games. But overall, the Blade Bearer boss battle, when you're fighting solo, of course, is no joke. And I think this is one of the other things that really proves that Cold Vein has the right to call itself a Souls game when it comes to difficult boss battles, and boss battles in which you can find a high amount of challenge, and you can also create a lot of challenge on your own if you're fighting at a lower level and stuff like that. So Yeah, I have played a lot of Souls games, guys, and I have done a lot of insane challenges for myself, and I really believe in what I just said. And we are going to find out very soon when the game fully drops on the 27th of September. It's only a few days away. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!